Welcome back to the channel. This is my 2004 Nissan Maxima parts car. I've been slowly taking parts off the car. I've already gutted the interior of the car. I removed the dash, the door panels, the seats, and now it's time for me to start working on the engine bay. So what I started working on is removing the front core support or the front clip of the car, and that will allow me to access the transmission, so I can start removing that, and then next I'll remove the engine. On older Maximas, Nissan actually used a cross member that the engine would sit in. But eventually Nissan switched to a fully integrated front engine cradle. And Nissan did this for a few reasons. The number one reason is safety. It actually maximizes the structural integrity of the car. On the old crossmember design, it would actually be 2 points that the crossmember would connect to the chassis. And with the cradle design, it actually has 4 points, making the structure much more rigid. This prevents flexing of the chassis and also helps with engine vibrations as well. And because it's connected to the chassis, you can completely remove the front core support. And this is a big deal because on the older cars, the front core support was actually spot welded in. So if you lived up north and your front core support started to rust, you would have to sit there and drill out all the spot welds in order to get it out. With this newer design, the front core support is actually made out of a composite plastic, so you don't have to worry about the rust. And Nissan did this because it actually streamlines the installation process on the factory floor. So I won't be able to use some of the parts that I'm taking off here because Nissan actually did a refresh on the Maxima around 2008, and that's the front end that I currently have on my car. So the headlights, the bumper, the hood, all these parts, I'm more than likely going to post them on Facebook Marketplace and see if I can get them sold. And you may be wondering why I'm only using hand tools to take this off rather than using an impact gun. It's about 6:30 in the morning and I don't want to wake up my neighbors. I would say that's one cool thing about living in Florida. The sun does rise pretty early, but outside of that, that is the only thing that's cool. It's extremely hot for the rest of the day. Everything sits or is supported by that front radiator or core support. The headlights sit in it and are attached to it, the radiator, the condenser, and once you have everything out, it should all just slide out. I would say one thing to keep in mind or to really be careful with are the clips that actually hold the condenser and radiator in place. Nissan did away with the brackets that hold down the radiator, and when you go to take off the radiator clips, they're prone to break. So either be prepared to buy some new ones or just be careful. And taking everything off is pretty straightforward. A lot of the bolts are either 10mm, 12, or 14. Those are the standard sizes that Nissan uses for a lot of their cars. So if you have basic hand tools, you can do this yourself. And once I have the front core support off, the next thing I'll be doing is removing the transmission. And what that entails is removing all the clips and sensors that are attached to it. And because the transmission sits in that cradle with the engine, I'll have to actually drop the engine support cradle from the car to get the transmission out. Next, I would drain the transmission fluid and pull the axles. Pulling the axles do require me to remove the knuckle from the suspension, and this works out. The suspension is connected to the cradle, and the cradle has to come out in order for the transmission to come out. So while the new cradle or subframe does provide a lot of benefits as far as safety, reduce cabin noise, structural integrity. It is a pain trying to work on this car in your driveway. So like always, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.